But what could I do as a technologist to improve or to help in government? Given that my background is telecommunications engineering,
I don't
AI.
know. I think that there's probably a lot of use for people who specialize in tech right now in certain government agencies. I think you can just go like, I don't know, have your pick. If you want to like go work in defense, you probably can enter the DoD at some level.
The Space Force.
If you want to go work for Space Force, you can go work for Space Force. Sure. But hey, listen, man, I'll wrap up the conversation there. I don't want to take too much of your time.
Thanks, man.
So I appreciate you coming up, and I appreciate the conversation. If you want to come back, you're welcome to do that. All right.
Cross the line.
Hey, I hope. Let's keep it that way. All right.
All right.
I appreciate it, man. Have a good one. All right. Yeah. Thanks. It's an interesting conversation. Blair, thanks for the $5. Hi, Harry. Love to see you live and love to watch. Blair, it's always an honor having you here. I appreciate that. Audrey, thanks for the $1. Hope your holidays are merry and bright. I can make you feel merry because I'm... Golly, man. God, come on. Audrey, I appreciate you. Thank you for the $1. That's crazy. I definitely should not have read that one out on live, so I'm glad I caught it. I appreciate you. Lily, thanks for the $5. I'll let go, Brokey. Lily, I appreciate you so much. You're amazing. Thank you for being here again. You're fantastic. I hope you know that. Lisa, thanks for the $10. I don't know how you do this every night, but thank you. Lisa, it's worthwhile. It's worthwhile, especially you guys, you guys are here. It makes it worthwhile. Cameron, thanks for the $1 as well. Trump sucks, but oh man. Cameron, I can't read that out. I appreciate you, Cameron. Thank you for the $1. Venmo, Cash App, and the link in the bio if you want to support the live. Also drop a follow if you haven't already. You know the drill. What's up, man? Hello, bro.
Hello.
Yeah, how old are you, bro?
25.
Yeah, why'd you vote for Donald Trump?
Because Harris's border was terrible. The inflation
border is terrible. So,
yeah.
when you say like Harris's border is terrible, like what did Harris do to make the border terrible?
Not fix the damn problems.
Say that again?
Not fix the problems.
So what could Kamala Harris as vice president have done to solve the border?
Like having a vice presidential role doesn't give you very much power.
Yeah, so like what power does she have to actually like solve the border?
Well, she can talk to the main president. She can she can go to Congress and try to get a bill passed.
So they did that.
Yeah.
And do you know what happened to that bill?
I do.
The Republicans blocked it, right? So, we have checks and balances in our government. We have different branches of our government, and they have to like work in tandem if we want to have structural reform. So when it comes to immigration, there is absolutely reform needed. It's been a broken system for a long time. That's what Kamala Harris and Joe Biden were like, yeah, this bipartisan bill that was written by Democrats and Republicans, we'll sign it right now. Right now. If you pass it, we'll sign it right now. And Republicans refused to do it. They refused to work with Democrats on the border. There were Republicans out there saying they wouldn't have done it because they didn't want Biden's poll numbers to improve. This is when Biden was in the race. Kids with, I believe?
Probably should be able to do
so
that.
Don't you think that's kind of concerning when it comes to like his cognitive ability that he couldn't identify his own ex-wife?
You do understand that Biden would have had like Harris got absolutely mollywopped. Biden would have been worse.
That doesn't answer my question. Don't you think that Donald Trump failing to identify his own ex-wife is somewhat concerning? Don't you think him saying that we're going into World War II, which happened 80 years ago, is also pretty concerning? Or, mixing up the president of Turkey and Hungary,
Wow, you're talking about mixing up presidents.
I mean, you brought it up. You said that Biden confused. I'm just giving you an example of that happening with Donald Trump, which for some reason you don't take objection to. You kind of brush off. But when Joe Biden does it, well, it's the end of the world.
Did you just, the day before 9/11 this year, he said, for 9/11 this year, this is when he already dropped out. He said, tomorrow is 9/11. We will be doing 9/11. And this is on video.
Yeah, he was talking about a 9/11 memorial service.
He said he's doing 9/11.
Yeah, and if you would have listened to the entire clip and listened to it in context, he was talking about going to a memorial service for 9/11.
Well, I understand. Obviously, he wasn't going to actually do that, but he said, I don't know, either I'm or we are going to do 9/11.
Yeah, he was talking about a ceremony he was going to. So I just see when you say quotes like this, it's just like I can like pull out a bunch of quotes of Donald Trump saying equally stupid things, worse things, and I can take things out of context and do the same thing with Donald Trump. But it doesn't really matter, right? It doesn't really matter. And I think that if you look at Trump versus Biden side by side in their comments, like it's far worse when it comes to Donald Trump. Like he talks about fictional characters like Hannibal Lecter endorsing him. He's talking about boats sinking with batteries on them and whether he'd rather jump in water with sharks or stay on the boat with the battery. It's like, that's utter nonsense, right? But again, you don't care about that stuff. You just care about like making a.
Why won't you like quit yapping and listen to what I'm going to say? All right.
Or how about you just let me finish a sentence and you can actually respond to what I'm saying in depth, as opposed to just like continuing to talk when nobody can hear you. I think that's probably better for a conversation, don't you think?
Yeah. Well, none of that. That's just dumb to say what Trump did, but accidentally threatening to do a terrorist attack.
So again, he was talking about going to a memorial event.
I understand
if you can't put two and two together, that's just on you, my man. That's not on Joe Biden, bro. Come on, it's on you, man.
I'm aware what he was talking about. I'm not that dumb. All right.
Yeah.
You think I'm that dumb?
Well, I think that like if you're more interested in focusing on like, this person has the worst quote or this person has the worst quote. I think that's like
accidentally threatened.
Yeah, see, like here's why I say that. It's because like you don't actually like know anything about policy. Like, just do me a favor, right? Name me 5 policies that Donald Trump got passed through Congress in his first term that you like, that made you want to vote for him again.
It's not about the policies why I voted for him.
It is about really? You don't vote for somebody based on what they want to do?
Is because that's part of the reason, not the main reason.
Okay, so if it's part of the reason, then name me some policies.
Okay, yeah, you're talking over me, but when I talk over you, it's a problem, all right?
I mean, I asked you a question, then you won't answer it, so I'm just confused as to why you haven't yet. So please, go ahead.
All right. So they ran into problems and they didn't fix them. Trump ran into problems and he fixed them. That's the difference.
Okay, so give me some problems that he fixed with policy.
The war we were in, the Afghanistan war.
The war we didn't actually get out of Afghanistan under Donald Trump, but I'm asking about policies through Congress. So do you have any policies through Congress that Donald Trump got through that you like?
Yeah, stop pivoting.
That's the question I asked you. You just haven't answered it yet. You refuse to do so.
There are 5 of them off the top of my head, but if I could do, I know there's policies out there that I've read and I've liked. I don't know the exact names off the top of my head.
This is exactly what I mean, right? So this is exactly what I mean. Like, you don't actually know anything about policy. You don't know anything about things that matter. You watch like selective videos on like whatever social media platform you prefer of Biden doing this or Biden said that, and that's the extent of your political knowledge. It's not anything about things that matter. So that's why this entire conversation you've been saying, well, Biden said this and Biden said that. It's like, who cares? Like, what? Biden's been a very successful legislative president.
Okay. Yeah. So Trump during the war we were in, I'm not talking about leaving the war. You were interrupting me on that again. He took a picture of their leader's house and said, and then we had a mutual agreement that there would be no attacking on U.S. soldiers. And we had that up for a couple weeks there, which is a good thing. After he sent a picture of the house that he was living in. And then he had to move out of that house, and then there was peace for a few weeks, and he was hoping to get the next 4 years to, finish up that war and settle it all out, not just leave right away, and just let it go back to what it was.
So just out of curiosity, so that's just a story that Donald Trump tells. There's actually no report of that happening. This is just something that I think that Trump made up. But why didn't Donald Trump do this earlier? More American troops died abroad under Donald Trump than under Joe Biden. The majority of those troops died in Afghanistan. So if he could just slide the leader of the Taliban or whoever he was negotiating with, say, this is your house, we'll go after you if you attack an American soldier, then why didn't he do that earlier? Why did he wait for all these Americans to die?
He did.
He didn't.
He took out a top general, but he did. He took out a top general.
No, that top general you're talking about was in Iran, not Afghanistan.
Oh, my bad. Well, he was still under a similar group of terrorists.
It's not a similar group. It's like the Iranian military and the Taliban.
And then when it mocked them, that was beautiful. That was visually, that was beautiful. Trump fires me up and fires some Republicans up. After he mocked him after that, That was beautiful. That was.
See, this is like, it's so simple, man. Like, it's like Trump is like a dumb man's smart man, right? Like, Trump gets you fired up. Are you kidding me? And you can't name his policy. You can't, like, you don't know which general he took out. You're like believing the random stories that he tells about people. Come on, man. Come on.
No, because the reason I believe that's true, not only because he said it, because there was peace for a couple of weeks, and why else would there be peace for a couple of weeks out of nowhere if that didn't happen?
Because there was an agreement that the United States signed with the Taliban that said that. But that doesn't mean that Donald Trump like slid him a picture of his house.
Because of that, there is a
No, it wasn't. It wasn't because of that. It's because the Taliban wanted the United States out of Afghanistan, and so if they would have broken that ceasefire, the withdrawal from Afghanistan would have never happened. So they have an incentive to obviously not attack American soldiers. That's why there wasn't any attacks on American soldiers, not because Donald Trump slid him a picture of his house. It's like you just buy into Trump's propaganda crap so easily, and then you get quote unquote fired up. Like, it's so strange, dude.
It's important for a nation to rally behind their president, so that's why getting fired up for your president.
Really? Is that? Oh, so you've been rallying around Joe Biden for the past 4 years, huh? You're in this live right now, mocking Joe Biden for speaking, and then you're saying it's important to rally around your president, dude.
Behind Joe Biden, listen to me right now. That's the reason.
It's such hypocrisy.
Rally behind Joe Biden. Shut the fuck up.
You just said it was important to rally around the president, so why didn't you?
Because he was a terrible president. You don't have
okay.
to
So it's important to rally around people that you think are good, not just American presidents generally. You think it's important to rally around people you like. So you're a total hypocrite.
Are you putting words in my mouth? No, I rally behind Trump. I never said it was important to rally behind a president. It's a plus if they rally behind the president.
You just said it's important to rally around the president. You just said that.
Yes, I understand, but it doesn't always happen.
Yeah, because of people like you who pick and choose who to rally around. Oh my God.
Are you stupid? Obviously, I pick what president I want to rally behind.
You know what? We should just, as the American people, you should just rally around your president generally. So like when Donald Trump won, I've said consistently that even though I disagree with Donald Trump on virtually every single thing, I'm not wishing for his failure. I'm not going to say, oh, I want the United States to fail. I don't want Donald Trump to do well. Because when the United States succeeds, the president succeeds.
Hey, do you rally behind Trump?
I want the president to succeed no matter who it is. If it's Trump, if it's Biden, if it's Harris, if it's anybody, I want the president to succeed because I like America. I like our country more than I like the president of the United States at a given time. You, on the other hand, like Trump more than you like the United States. If you like the United States more than Trump, you would have rallied around Joe Biden. You would have wished for his success, but you didn't.
Joe Biden is an intellectual idiot. Okay, I might get.
And yes, we have a very bright man over here who couldn't name 5 policies that Donald Trump got passed through Congress. Very, very brilliant.
Sure, give me 5 minutes and I could actually if I left.
No, I don't. If you can't do it right now, I don't need 5 minutes for you to go on Google. I need you to do it right now, but you couldn't. So spare me the whole Joe Biden's this, Joe Biden is that. Joe Biden is an incredibly accomplished, studied man, and you're sitting up here. Oh, Joe Biden's not this.
He was at the bottom of his class in college. He's a
wait, just to be clear, he's one of the youngest people to ever serve in the Senate. He spent like 30 years in the Senate, then was vice president for 8 years, then president of the United States. That's fucking accomplished.
You just called him an intelligent guy.
Yeah, Joe Biden is incredibly smart. He's been praised by Republicans for his intelligence.
I've never seen that.
Well, of course you've never seen that because you don't care. You just care about what food suits your views.
Listen to me. He graduated at the bottom of his class, didn't know what college he went to for a second, accidentally threatened to do an attack on America.
He didn't graduate at the bottom of his class, by the way.
Accidentally said the words. He accidentally called the president of Ukraine Vladimir Putin.
You're just going over the same things you said before. Do you have anything new to say? You're just going to keep repeating talking points.
Those are reasons why he's not intelligent.
Oh, I'm sorry. So wait, just to be clear, Joe Biden misspeaks. He misspeaks, and he's automatically not intelligent. Then I must assume that you're perfect, and you've never misspoken in your entire life. You've never said anything silly in your entire life. No, for sure. How about if you can sit here and call Joe Biden not intelligent, can you tell me what the European munitions policy is?
I'm talking about Joe Biden being.
No, I know. You know what? But Joe Biden did that when he gave a press conference at that NATO summit. He spoke for like 10 minutes straight about European munitions policy. If I asked you to identify that, which I just did, I don't think you would know the first thing about European munitions policy. But Joe Biden does. He's an expert in foreign policy. Spoke in depth about it. Come on, man.
Am I the president? Am I the president?
Oh no. I'm just finding it ironic that you are calling Joe Biden unintelligent. That's all.
I don't need to know that. He does. That's his job.
And that's why he spoke about it for 10 minutes. So I just find it funny that you're calling him unintelligent when he goes on these like really in-depth analyses of very niche things. European munitions policy, very niche for a US president to know. You ask Donald Trump that, he has no goddamn idea. He couldn't tell you the first thing about it. But you call him unintelligent when he does stuff like that. You don't even listen to his press conferences. You don't even listen to when he speaks about foreign policy. You don't read any books about Biden's presidency. And then you sit here and say that he's unintelligent. I just find that rather ironic.
Trump wouldn't know the first thing about that.
I've never heard Donald Trump speak about European munitions policy, and unfortunately, I listen to this man speak quite often. And I also don't think that somebody who like cheered on the invasion of Ukraine, for example, on the topic of European munitions policy, is a very educated guy, or at least somebody that's not rooting for the United States.
So the president of the United States isn't rooting for the United States? Is that what you like trying to get at?
Yeah, I don't think that Donald Trump is like rooting for the United States. Certainly not when Joe Biden was president.
Yeah, you don't think that the president of the United States is rooting for the United States?
Yeah, I don't think that Donald Trump is rooting for the United States. That's correct. Like, yeah, when you're celebrating Vladimir Putin, calling him like a really intelligent guy and calling him brilliant for invading Ukraine.
Would you rather be not allies, but would you rather be on better terms or worse terms with a nuclear powered country that doesn't care?
I'd rather be on good terms with a nuclear powered country if they're not invading a sovereign nation. But at this point right now, I'm not interested in being on like good terms with Russia, because until Russia takes all of their troops out of Ukraine and stops sending cruise missiles through apartment buildings, I have no interest in like being on good terms with Russia. And I don't think that we should be complimenting them as brilliant for killing a bunch of innocent people.
Didn't do that.
That's what he did. He did it at Mar-a-Lago. He called them brilliant, said that him going into Ukraine was a very smart thing to do.
Okay, but if Trump goes off on Putin and has terrible, then eventually that's going to happen to us. Those apartments will be us. There will be a World War III if because they don't care. You think Russia cares?
Yeah, I actually do. I actually do think that Putin cares about like the about Russia not getting like completely obliterated. You can see that in his war strategy, right? Like he obviously cares about he also cares about his own image on the world stage. He wants to be respected, obviously, as like every leader does. So,
you think? Listen to me. You think that we would beat Russia
in a war? Yeah. Especially right now, yeah, absolutely. Russia is dilapidated. They're losing thousands of troops per day.
We might end up doing better, but they have China, and even if we won, say we won, how many there's no winner there. There's no winner.
Yeah, I agree. I'm just saying, like, if we had to go to war with Russia, the United States would be victorious almost certainly.
Not have to do that. No. I think if they wouldn't be able to, I think that if we were beating them, they wouldn't surrender. They would just nuke us.
Yeah, I don't think that's necessarily the case. But again, it's not even a conversation we're having. Point is that Donald Trump cheered on Russia Russia invading Ukraine. And so when you do something like that, number one, I don't think you're intelligent because, well, there's two options. Either one, you're anti-America, which is very possible with Donald Trump, or two, you're just not that bright.
Harry, I remember I saw one of your videos after the Biden-Trump debate.
Yep.
And you said you learned nothing from that debate, knowing that Biden just got mollywopped.
No, Biden won that debate. I think debates are judged on substance, not necessarily presentation. So was Biden's presentation great? No, I don't think it was great. But in terms of his substance and his articulation of policy, yeah, Biden won, obviously. Biden actually laid out policy. He talked about what he did in his presidency when it came to the environment, for example, passing the Inflation Reduction Act. And he talked about how we have to continue those investments and continue investing in renewable energy. Donald Trump said nothing. He didn't give us any policy in that debate. He just ranted about the border, inflation, and like blamed it on Joe Biden. He never articulated how inflation is actually Joe Biden's fault, because it's not. He just like made very vague statements, and people like you fell for him. So
You think Biden won that debate?
yeah, on substance when it comes to policy, which I think debates should be judged on, obviously. Yes.
Do you think Biden won the debate?
Yes, on substance, yes, absolutely.
Oh, no, I don't care. The entire debate as a whole.
Yeah, so I'm saying yes. I'm answering your question, which debates are about substance, right? You're debating about something. So when it comes to substance, yes, absolutely. Like Trump just got up on the stage and lied. You don't win debates by lying. So you could lie in like a really convincing, slick way and have people like you fall for it. But does that mean you win a debate? No, obviously not.
Yes, Trump lied. I know Trump lied. Okay, so did pretty much every president in history in debates. Okay, I mean Biden also said that there was no active service members died under him, and that is a terrible lie. That is a terrible lie. That's discrediting those who did.
No,
That is a terrible lie.
What he was talking about. So yes, I agree that he misspoke for sure. But what he was talking about is that there's no active wars going on right now under him, which is true.
No. This has nothing to do with active wars. He said no.
I know. I understand what he said, but I'm telling you what he was intending to say.
He said, okay, imagine watching that debate and being a family member of one that died under him, and you hear him say,
"Oh, fuck off. Fuck off with that. Please don't try to like moral high ground when it comes to service members dying. Again, more American soldiers died under Donald Trump. Trump stopped going to dignified transfers, which is the bringing back of fallen soldiers' bodies, giving them to their families in 2017. Didn't go back to one at Joint Base Andrews in Delaware until 2019. There was like 95 of those. He sent Mike Pence instead because on the first one he went to, a father who lost his son refused to shake Trump's hand. He also called John McCain a war hero, said that he wasn't a war hero because he got captured. And he says, I don't like people that didn't get captured. You have never heard Donald Trump talk about the 65 Americans who died under his watch. Spare me.
Yeah, but he's never denied it. He's never denied it. He's never denied it.
Really?
He has went to the funerals of those who have died under him.
He didn't go to the dignified transfers.
He never denied that service members' lives were taken under him like Biden did. Biden discredited him by saying nobody died.
Yeah. He just completely ignored them. And when American soldiers got traumatic brain injuries as a result of an attack from Iran, he called it headaches.
Listen to me. He said that the border endorsed him, and then like hours later, the border literally tweeted, "We will never and have never endorsed Biden."
Yeah, the Border Patrol Union endorsed his immigration policy.
They tweeted out, "We have never and will never."
Yeah. They didn't endorse him as a candidate. They endorsed his immigration policy that Donald Trump sank, by the way. And what about Donald Trump somebody in the comments brings a good point. What about Donald Trump at Arlington National Cemetery, where he went there for a photo op? He had his campaign taking videos and photos of him while he was there, which, by the way, they're not allowed to do. And when somebody at Arlington tried to stop them, she was assaulted. A report was filed by the military. And in some of those photos and videos that Donald Trump captured were graves of fallen soldiers who did not consent to being included in those videos. Donald Trump used the graves of fallen American soldiers for a political photo op. There's not a word coming from you. There's not a word coming from MAGA Republicans. So again, you probably didn't even know that this happened. Spare me the moral high ground when it comes to this stuff. Joe Biden misspeaks. You go on a rant. Oh my God, he's discrediting them. What about the people in the ground that Donald Trump's using as a political pawn?
That was not a misspeak. He knew what he was saying.
Obviously, it was. When they're talking about wars under each other's presidencies, and Joe Biden misspeaks and says that there's no soldier that died under me, when in reality he's talking about the fact that there's no war, there's no active American soldier in an active war that the United States is participating in. Yeah, obviously that's a misspeak. But you'd rather focus on a misspeak than Donald Trump using the graves of fallen American soldiers for a political pawn. You do not care about this stuff. You don't care. You care about worshiping Trump. That's what it is.
Care about making our country better. And okay, realistically, if Biden would have ran again and won, which is unrealistic, but how old is he? Is he like 82?
He's 82, yep.
he kept getting worse with age intellectually, and you can't say that's not true. Like, that's normal too. That's normal. That happens to most people. After like 80 years old, you just turn not as bright, and that's just how it works. And
Well,
Trump
hold
is
on
going
then. If that's your like view, and you're like, yeah, somebody that's like 82 is unqualified to be president because people with age, they like lose cognitive ability, which for some people it happens sooner, some people it happens later. There's like 95-year-olds that have, haven't suffered that much and they're still sharp. It depends on the person, but let's just say that hypothetically, whatever, if that's your view, then why did you vote for Donald Trump, who by the end of his term is going to be the oldest president in American history?
Okay. Right now, Trump is more mentally there. He has not dropped off as soon as Biden did.
Yeah, the guy talking about fictional characters endorsing him is more mentally there. Got it. Yeah. Hannibal Lecter, the guy from Silence of the Lambs who ate people endorsing him. Yeah, you're right. Of course he's sure. No, that makes sense. That's very smart. That's good.
Biden can't even walk up.
I've seen him do it. He does it just fine. But
I've seen him it's sort of 50-50 ratio where he falls, almost breaks a leg, and maybe sometimes he can walk up the stairs. They eventually had to have security next to him to make sure he doesn't fall, where they didn't before that. That's
again, this is such a. It's so crazy. It's like when someone like yourself says this to me, I automatically know you know nothing about politics, because you have to like go for talking points and like videos you've seen on TikTok. You can never actually engage in like policy. Like every time we've gotten into something that's like more nuanced in this conversation, you have to pivot away to, oh, well, Joe Biden, he's old. Oh, breaking news. Joe Biden's fucking old. We all know that Joe Biden's old. My God. Breaking news. People fall down sometimes of any age. Oh my God. The horror. It's like you're very surface level, my man. You just like worship Donald Trump. You worship somebody who's found liable for assaulting a woman. I hope that makes you feel very good. Good job, man.
Do not assault a woman. Okay, let's be for real here.
He was found liable in court by a jury of his peers for assaulting E. Jean Carroll.
We're wrong sometimes, okay? And it's also Donald Trump. If the lawyer was a Democrat, there's a good chance.
The lawyer is a Democrat? Oh my God, what are you talking about? The jury found him unanimously liable for assaulting E. Jean Carroll. You just rub it off. Again, do you not recognize your own bias where you're just like, I tell you that Trump was found liable by a jury and you're just like, no, it's fake. You don't even know anything about the case. You don't know the woman's name. You don't know any facts of the case. You don't know who the lawyers were. You don't know who the judge was. Okay, and tell me what her allegation was. What happened?
There was DNA evidence on her dress, and they
no. Tell me about what she alleged happened with Donald Trump.
She forcefully penetrated by Trump, allegedly.
And when? And what are the circumstances? When and where?
When and where? Wasn't it in the? I don't know exactly where.
Yeah, it was at Bergdorf Goodman, a changing room. See, you don't know any of the facts of the case, right? You don't know the evidence that was submitted. You don't know the testimony. So why on earth, if Trump is found liable by a jury of his peers for assaulting a woman, why would you just automatically rub it off as like, oh, it's just Trump. It's wrong.
There's a few reasons, okay? Because this stuff happens. You can be biased towards women if you want. Not just this case itself, but it happens a lot nowadays where, men get sometimes, not all the time, and this sounds really bad to women that actually has happened to them.
Now you're good, bro. I don't need to hear any of this shit. Get the hell out of here. Yeah, you're good, bro. I don't need to hear any of that. I don't need to hear about this this grave apologist, man. I don't need to hear any about that. That's all good, man.
That would produce jobs for
That to yourself, champ. Tahira, thanks for the $5. I was brainstorming a pickup line to send you when I suddenly got a call from an unknown number yelling at me, saying they found my TikTok and that I'm ruining American politics. Harry, I think I finally passed the background check to be first lady. Are you serious? Are you serious? I hope that didn't happen, Tahira. I'm so sorry if it did. That's terrible. Ali, thanks for the $1. Maybe try talking to Republicans like kindergartners and it'll go through. But then again, it's the Republican Party, so probably not. Sending you so much love. Speaking of you missed our wedding last week. Let me know when you're free to reschedule. Ali, I appreciate you. Yeah, maybe I just have to talk to them really simply. Maybe I have to I don't know. Maybe I have to learn from a kindergartner or a kindergarten teacher and maybe I'll be able to get through to them. Lucy, thanks for the $5. Don't have to read out loud for sure. Okay. Yeah. I will let you know. I will let you know. Maybe soon. Who knows? Reese. Okay. God. Reese. Hey, Reese, I'm glad to hear that. Are you kidding me? I'm glad to hear that, Reese. Come on, man. Nicole, thanks for the $5 as well. Thank you for your lives. Living in Miami can feel isolating at times since I'm surrounded entirely by the MAGA cult, but you remind me I'm not alone in this fight. You're not. There's so many amazing people out there that are fighting the same fight that you are. So remember that. And you're fantastic. And stay in the fight. Stay involved. Blair, thanks for the other $5. Wow, these people today are something. Yeah, seriously. Lindsay, thanks for the $50. My God, Lindsay's back supporting the live. Please throw some W's in the chat for Lindsay. I appreciate you. Heavy on the F off and spare me. Yeah. We're dropping those tonight, man. I'm feeling those a little bit tonight. Telling people to just F off and spare me. Spare me the crap. Lindsay, I appreciate the $50. Throw some W's in the chat for her. You're amazing. Angie, thanks for the $1 as well. I try to watch you every night on TikTok. You're amazing. Thank you for speaking with Trump supporters. You're doing God's work. Angie, I'm so glad that you try to be here every night. That's very, very kind of you. I really appreciate that. That is so nice. So nice. Colleen, breaking. Thanks for the $1. Breaking news. I still want you so bad. Colleen, I appreciate you. That's funny. Thank you for being here, Colleen. You're fantastic. I appreciate that a lot. Courtney, thanks for the $5. Thanks for demolishing the cult. Pookie, I appreciate you. Courtney, thanks for being here. It means a lot. And Armando, thanks for the $2. Indigenous man, please bring me up. Well, if you're MAGA, happy to talk to you for sure. 100%. You can absolutely come up. Listen, during that conversation, we got a flag. I think probably when the we talked about E. Jean Carroll. I don't know. Maybe that's what it was. I don't know. But I'm going to restart the live. I'll be back in a second. All right. Because we got the flag. I don't want to get taken down. A lot of people are getting taken down off TikTok live. I know like Parker and Dean and Chris are all kind of experiencing that. So I'm going to restart. I'll be back in a second. And yeah. Uno minuto. That's like, by the way, like 5 years of Spanish right there. Took it in like middle school, high school. Don't know a word. Anyway, I appreciate it. We'll be back in a second.
Get that out in the open.
Oh man, look who it is, bro.
Wait, is this
weirdo,
your other account? Is this Liam's other account?
Yes, this is
It
Liam's other
absolutely
account.
is, because the last one we were on, it was taken down. Remember that?
I thought
Thank
Amos
God.
was a different insane MAGA lunatic than Liam.
It's him.
Hey
Why
Liam,
am I
did
a-
you know
why am I a
that?
MAGA lunatic?
Wait. Here, before we go into that, did you know that GT accepted the invite specifically to do another push-up contest? and we're gonna do it again for charity this time. And I'm gonna be there to moderate you guys.
Yeah, of course
We're doing it for charity.
We need a backup dancer there, so you'll definitely be there.
Lindsay, thank you for the $50. Thank you so much
Dude,
for
his
welcome,
shit is
Parker.
so
Thank you
weak,
so much,
bro.
Lindsay.
His
Thank
shit
you
is
so much,
so
Lindsay,
weak.
for
Why
the
is
$50. Thank you so much. Hey, Harry,
Anyway,
do you want to do
I can
a
mute
push-up
up.
contest against Liam?
Yes.
Should we?
Yes.
Listen, you can finish with the other guest that's up here. I can mute up. I don't want to take the stage here.
So kind.
Okay. He's gonna
This
be like,
guy's
you guys are
boring me down
drifting.
here.
You guys are drifting.
Yeah, this guy's drifting so much, actually. Do you have anything else to say down there, bro? Anything else?
Well, have you seen again, these are like years ago with the like 2020 campaign, but like there was, I forgot which news station covered it. Bro, oh my, I'm going to flip out on the chat, bro. I'm 18.
Bro, stop looking at the chat. Get a move on here. Come on. Chop.
So I forget which news station covered it, but they were like saying there's like Trump's dropping, or there was like a clip of bombs dropped. It was like a test in some other state in the U.S. But the news station put it as Trump's dropping bombs on the Middle East. Have you seen that?
Bro, I'm not a news station, bro. What you talking about with that was relevant to me.
No, but like I'm saying, like the misinformation on Trump is like wild.
I don't know.
about,
Have
like,
any idea what you're talking about. That news stations were doing this. I don't know what you're talking about, dude.
you never heard about that?
No, I've never heard about this.
All right. another point of misinformation. You talk about
God.
like Trump calling Putin smart. You literally called Putin smart on the live today.
No. He said that Putin was smart to invade Ukraine. Putin is like in terms of like his personal capacity, he's definitely intelligent for sure. But do I think he was smart to invade Ukraine? No, bro.
Okay, that's good.
I made like abundantly clear. Okay, bro, whatever.
I have points about like the left choosing when to deny science and like accept science.
Honestly,
like when you guys deny climate change.
I mean, I don't agree with that.
Oh God. Sorry, everyone. I know that was a jump scare, everyone.
oh God. Oh wait. Oh
Yeah, you realized it right after.
Wait. I actually just looked up and saw that. Wait, it's actually a jump scare. Oh my God. Guys, wait, hold on. Let me scare y'all for a second. Boo! Oh God, bro, get him away! Get him out of here! Oh my God,
Dude,
oh,
he now
Jesus,
just looks
yeah.
like a. Oh no, it went. It
went
loaded
away.
in. The MAGA mobile's loading.
Yeah, the MAGA mobile's loading. Worst network in America, everybody. The worst network. Anyway, all right, buddy, down there. Keep going. Sorry, just this jump scare up top was freaking us out.
Well, I already debated like this part on Parker's stream, so I don't know if he's gonna be too happy if I bring it up. But like the left denying science,
He'll bring it up again. I'll grab something to real quick. I'll be right back.
Okay, go for it.
It
Left
would
denying
be
science. Again, so I think Parker's point stands. Like, y'all like selectively pick science with climate change, especially. So, like, do you have an example that you're referencing?
Well, the left selectively picks about how like abortion. You can have an opinion on abortion being like acceptable or not, but it would be human life. In the left,
I don't think anybody disagrees that it's human life.
I've seen many videos of people saying it's like not a human life, not a baby, and then
I don't think anybody that's like pro-choice denies that it has like human DNA and whatnot. But the question surrounds like whether a woman should be able to control her own body. I say obviously, of course. So I don't know who you're referencing that says it's not a human. I don't think it's a lizard. You know.
And then it would be, my other point would be transgender versus transracial. One's accepted and one's not.
Okay. Bro, you can't be serious. Come on.
What do you mean?
Come on.
Well, wait, see, someone in chat literally said not murder. Someone literally said it's not murder.
Well, yeah, that's a different conversation. Yeah, I don't think it's murder.
I mean, it depends how you define it in terms of you're ending a human life.
It's not. Okay. It depends on how you. Murder is justified as like, or murder is defined as the illegal or unjustified killing of something. So if that's a definition of murder, that obviously doesn't fall within my definition of an unjustified taking of a life. Just like I wouldn't think that like, you know, if you're defending yourself and you take the life of somebody attacking you, that's not unjustified. But please miss me with that whole, wait, 17's in his Insta? Bro, no way you got caught, bro.
In my Insta? What are you talking about?
Somebody just said 17 or age 17 is in your Insta. Man, there's so much skepticism around this guy. Anyway, your point on like transgender versus transracial is like is genuinely very like dense. Like somebody claiming that they're a different race is obviously different than somebody saying like, yeah, like, you know, especially with the science that backs up somebody being transgender. Like this has been long studied, long accepted in society. This is something we've seen like in history. There have been transgender people who have existed for like hundreds of thousands of years, right? So,
right, but they're both denying like the genes inside of their body.
It's not what trans people are doing. Nobody's out there saying that like biologically speaking, a person can like change their chromosomes, right? Or like their biological sex. But gender and sex are two different things. So like trying to compare transracial and transgender, it's so dumb, man. I gotta be honest. It's just like so dumb.
Wait.
Of course, this guy brings up this point. What a weirdo, dude.
I know, that's what I'm saying.
We already explained this to you. Like, you think this is like some crazy gotcha, bro? It's insane. There's no moral.
Crazy.
I mean, not moral. There's no like epistemic like equivalent, right? That would, or symmetry that would demonstrate that because you would specifically be saying that you agree with one, that you'd have to agree with the other one.
Yeah. Well, and then just like scientifically, of course, there's science that backs up one and like not the other. It's
so you agree science backs? Well, science doesn't back up like either one.
Yes, it does. When it comes to being trans, like absolutely.
How?
I mean, we have like studies on young people on how their brains are different, like a trans young person or just a trans person generally. It's how their brains are different than like somebody who's a biological male and identifies as a male. So we have things like that. And we also have like studies that show that when somebody who is trans, they transition, their quality of life goes up, their mental health goes up. These are all things that we've investigated for quite some time.
So what he's saying is that he's saying that trans people in typical, they'll have brains that are more similar to the brains of the gender in which they associate with, right? In terms of like the typical biological qualities that would exist within the brain. Right. So this is just like saying that the psychology and the brains, the neurology specifically of trans people is shifting towards, right, their perceived identity. Right. So that's just demonstrating something biologically from like what you typically expect from their biological sex. Does that make sense?
There's scientific
okay, their biological sex, right, typically has a brain to look a particular way. Their brain looks more like or more similar to than the biological sex that they are, right? Comparative to the opposite biological sex. Right.
Well,
so like if it's a male, right, their brain, right, is closer to the female brain than like the typical male.
It's kind of like the intersex conversation. Like conservatives believe how like people who think they're transgender or whatever have like something in their like brain functions like that's like tweaking or not right. So that could, I mean,
What?
What do you mean? People who don't believe in transgender like ideology would say that like people.
I don't know what you mean by ideology. We're just talking about way we use words. Okay, we're using pronouns. We're using gender. It's just a way we use particular terminology. Right. And there's nothing wrong with using the terminology this way. We already went over with you specifically that you use a sociological usage of the term gender when you specifically reference God. OK, so your own idea is that there's a coherent usage of the term gender that is non-biological. That's all you require in order for us to be able to say that transgender identity is valid, because it is the case that we're saying that there's a sociological connotation of the term that is consistent that we use in some scenarios. I'm not saying there's a word that we use or a definition we use in every single scenario. We're gonna have multiple different definitions, and depending on the context of the scenario, we're gonna use different definitions depending on whatever is useful to us in that certain context. The same way how we define chairs and tables and how we define typical ordinary things. We don't have one definition that fits every scenario. We use multiple definitions that have some type of conceptual overlap.
But it's not just a social definition. You like the people who believe in transgender claim they're actually the opposite sex.
No, that's not the claim.
That's not what their claim is.
That's not the claim at all.
I just said that to you earlier, that sex and gender are different.
Yeah, someone who's biologically male is not claiming that they're biologically female. Yeah. Right, we're saying gender in this context is different from what you typically see as your biological sex. If you're defining sex, right, in a sociological connotation, right, then you would say that it's not a change, but then they're opposite from what you would consider their biological sex. So
okay, you believe that transgender people
have a valid identity? Absolutely.
You can believe that, but they're not the sex they're portraying to be.
Wait, they're not saying that they're that sex, right? They're saying they're that gender.
Yeah, that's you have to understand that gender and sex are two different terms. Gender is more of like a social term, whereas sex is a biological, more scientific term, right? So no trans person out there is saying like, yeah, I've managed to alter or change my biological sex. That's not their claim.
All right.
So do you understand why this is a stupid comparison now?
Not really. You're saying one's like a social level. You're saying one's a social level and one's...
Yeah, I have a question. You contest trans people's identity, but you don't like contest like literally Jesus walking on water, turning water into wine, raising from the dead. You don't contest any of those claims.
I never said I was like a hard Christian.
What does that even mean? What do you mean a hard Christian? What's a hard and soft Christian?
Yeah,
like someone, or I guess you classify this as spiritual. I don't know what. Like I would have to do more research into the religion, but I'm not like I firmly believe everything from the Bible.
Okay, so you're not a Christian.
If a Christian is believing every single word of the Bible, then I guess not.
Okay. All right. Well, is there anything else you want to talk about, Rad?
Harry, why do you deny being paid by the DNC?
Oh my
I'm not-
God.
Because I'm not paid by the DNC. Do you have any evidence of me being paid by the DNC?
You should do like a debunking video then of all the people.
It doesn't
who
matter. It doesn't matter. Anybody that believes I'm paid by the DNC will not listen to
They're
me say I'm
insane.
not paid by
Yeah.
the DNC.
Yeah,
So I can
they're not
debunk
going
it.
to listen to Harry.
Yeah, exactly. I could debunk it as thoroughly as you'd like. There are still going to be people like yourself who say, "Oh, why do you deny it? Why do you deny it? It's so obvious," and you don't have any evidence of it.
I mean, I don't because I didn't do any research, but people do.
Listen, do you watch football?
No,
No. Do you play soccer?
no.
What do you
I
do
mean,
to a soccer ball?
I understand the sports if you're asking that.
What do you do to
What do you do with a
ball?
soccer ball?
No.
Yeah, you kick it. Get the hell out of here, buddy. Yo,
Dude, he's like, I know what that means.
he's like, I know what's coming.
He's
Sarah,
like, that's
thank you
happened to
for
me
the
in an
$5.
Xbox party. Xbox Live
Yeah,
party.
Right.
If that hasn't happened to you, you did not have a childhood, okay?
Yeah.
You didn't have a childhood.
You didn't grow up with an Xbox 360. Come on now. Sarah, thanks for the $5. I appreciate you. Definitely can't read that message out on live, but Sarah, I appreciate you. Very kind. As a mental health professional too, that's really cool. Blair, thanks for the $1. This guy was on Parker's Live. I saw that message I figured. Bax, thanks for the $5 as well. I appreciate you. Corey, thanks for the $30 saying to drop Liam. I don't know. I kind of want to hear from Liam first. I want to see what he has to say. Maybe we'll get to that point. Jillian, thanks for the $10 as well. I know you said no need to shout out, but I appreciate you. Emma, I really appreciate your $5. I know you said don't read out loud, but it's very solid. I appreciate you. Thank you for saying that. That's very kind. Logan, thanks for the $5. Russell, thanks for the $5.50. And Jacob, thanks for the $1. All right, Liam, how are those live stream going? Where you're just like putting our faces up there and like just yapping?
Just yapping.
Yeah.
We're going pretty good. I've met a lot of people that dislike the way you guys treat them, so they've been going pretty good.
Who do you think, in your experience, is disliked the most out of all of us? I got a phone call, bro.
I didn't get a phone call. I think I'm at 10%. Let me put the charger in. Probably Dean for sure. Dean.
What do you think that the ranking is? Dean's number 1. Who's number 2? Number 3? Number 4?
I think you've lost a lot of credibility after the whole Biden thing. So
You keep saying that. You keep saying that over and over again.
I mean, everyone's saying that, dude. Okay, so it's kind of like
Okay.
you sat in front of Pierce, and pled your
Can you
case.
just give me your list, please, of top 5 or top who's most hated to least hated?
Can I finish?
No.
This is what I'm talking about, dude.
Oh man, it's so funny, man. Do you have anything worthwhile to say or what?
I got a lot of stuff worthwhile to say if you want to have a conversation.
I don't know, Parker. What do you think? What's
I
your
know
view?
that you're, listen.
Wait, so you got to tell us, like, what are people's biggest contentions with us for? Like, what have they been saying is the biggest issue?
Let me explain to you guys kind of what it is. TikTok is a completely left-leaning website. Okay. Now, people like myself who are not special by any means, but we would go on like GT, all of your guys' pages, and we would want our view. You guys have big platforms. I respect you guys for that. You guys have put in the work to create these rooms. All right. Now, we as opposition would like to come up here and talk to you guys and plead our case before you guys why we love Donald Trump, in the Christian conservative view, okay, and the way of life. And you guys, even after the election is won, you guys won't even listen to us potentially why we got the majority vote, okay? It's just like you guys are doubling down on your stupidity of you guys are misogynist, you guys are for grape culture, and you guys are racist. That's kind of what it is, dude.
And we're gonna win on it, right? Because we didn't lose this election because we did that. We lost this election because people attributed inflation to the incumbent president. That's what they did. And the thing is, that's going to sway back.
That's not it, dude. You're jumping. Okay.
When Trump's tariffs hit,
You're going-
when people's
you're going to the
people's
price-
bottom line are hit, they are going to turn against Donald Trump
You're-
just as quick as they turn towards him.
You're going to the price of food. Okay, the economy. You're going to economy right away, right?
Yeah, I'll go to economy. I'll go to like healthcare, right? Education with the Department of Education. We can reference specifically disability rights in this country.
Dude, I
We can
think
reference
that-
plenty of things that in this country are going to be worse off because Donald Trump decided to put in people a part of Project 2025 on his administration.
Hey, I asked you before my live got taken down. You were in my room when that happened, right? Last night
What'd you
before.
ask me?
I was asking you about. That's what I wanted to know. I wanted to know about. I wanted to ask you, how much is 35,000 American lives worth?
A lot. I don't think there's a number I would specifically tie to that. And actually, if you want to know something crazy, in this country, every single year, 45 to 60,000 Americans die every single year because of lack of health insurance. So you actually cared about tens of thousands of Americans dying every single year due to lack of health insurance. You would care about universal health care in this country.
We can jump to that topic, but let's stay on the one at hand first, okay? So 35,000 lives, you say it's priceless. You wouldn't want to put a number on it, and I think that's the perfect answer, okay? W's for Parker on the right answer, okay? So, but what I'm going to get to, how many lives in the United States from the F substance are taken annually? How many lives?
Are taken from F drug? A lot. A lot of them come from scenarios where they're laced into other drugs. So what we need to do specifically is we need to decriminalize and legalize these drugs in the United States. A lot of drugs, not F drug specifically. I don't want F drug legalized, right? But I don't think that people should be going to jail for usage of these types of things. I don't think we should criminalize the person who's doing it. If anything, we're going to talk about things with F drug. You criminalize the people producing, right?
How many lives are taken? 75,000 a year, roughly.
Also,
Okay.
F drug overdoses have gone down in the past 2 years
Sure, 75,000.
for the first time.
Let's say that Donald Trump, Truth Social, Donald Trump just tweeted that with Trudeau, with Mexico, he's already started the conversation of tariffs, okay?
That's a terrible idea.
So let me finish before it's a terrible idea. You need to maybe open your ears just a little bit. Okay, I don't word vomit. I speak a little bit slower and direct. Okay, so 25% tariff. Okay, and the whole conversation was, if you don't secure the border from your side as well as we will on our side and stop this stuff from flowing through the border, because you can Google search, and you guys love to AI, Google search. Tell me where the most of that stuff comes from. I'll tell you right now, it comes from Mexico. It comes from Sinaloa. It comes across the southern border. All right? Now,
By native born American
U.S. citizens, yeah.
Wait a minute.
By
If
citizens.
we can cut that in half, okay? 75,000. Let's go to 35,000 because of tariffs and these countries going, we don't want to pay more money, so we are going to help out at the border. Because as it states under the Langford bill, there was an issue with Mexico not showing their numbers of how many people they were holding and we were holding, okay? So that was an issue. So Trump has potentially solved that, because remember, Donald Trump was the guy that ran on Mexico is going to pay for the border wall, right?
Which never happened.
Yep, you're right. It didn't happen. We're agreement now. But he hasn't let that go. And now he sees, I put in 4 years, I saw my mistakes, and I'm going to come back stronger, and I am going to make Mexico help out with the border situation. Why are you shaking your head?
Because
Harry
the
just
idea
made
that
a video
Donald
on
Trump
this.
is going to do this is utterly delusional. And the way that Donald Trump is saying we go about it is utterly delusional. And you're falling for the con again. Donald Trump on Truth Social the other day said that the Mexican president, President Sheinbaum, and I agreed to shut down the border. The Mexican president had to come out and say, no, that's not actually true, and that did not happen. And Mexico already does a lot when it comes to regulating migration. They have highway patrols. They have checkpoints on roads leading up to the United States. They do a lot of this. And the idea that the Mexican president can just shut down the border or end migration is such a simple way to look at what migration actually is and what causes migration. And again, on the F drug that you're talking about, if Donald Trump can implement a policy or something that reduces the amount of deaths and we can actually say that it was because of that program, great. But I don't expect Donald Trump to be able to do that because drug overdose deaths went up every single year of his presidency. And right now they're going down and have been for the past 2 years. The CDC is saying that those deaths are going down quicker than expected. So that's why I'm shaking my head that you've like fallen for this con and you continue to fall for the con. You think that he's going to come back and like be some savior and somehow be better than he was before. Man, this guy just keeps making me fall for it.
You literally just made yourself look like a clown in front of this whole.
Please elaborate.
What?
Donald Trump and his administration, he will put forth a border bill that will pass and will go through, and that with his tariffs, he will potentially save thousands and thousands of lives. Your administration,
wait, I'm sorry, we already went over this.
Your administration fucked up the border, dude.
Liam,
This is so dumb.
Liam, but this makes no sense. F-drug is illegal. If it's illegal, it's not going to be impacted by the tariffs because the tariffs apply to legally transferred goods.
I just don't understand. Like,
why would they pay taxes on illegally transferred goods? That makes no sense.
Why would who pay taxes on?
Why would anyone pay taxes on illegally transferred goods like F-drug? That makes no sense. It's illegal already. Why would they want to follow the tax laws?
How does that correlate in this conversation?
Yeah, I'm paying taxes on this amount of F-drug I'm bringing into the country. Like, do you really think they're doing that?
That has nothing to do with our conversation.
Yes, it does.
That's what you just said.
Paying taxes on F-drugs. Where does that fall into this?
You said the tariffs were going to limit F-drug.
Yes, I'm saying they will because
what?
Stop and listen to me. It's a bargaining tactic, genius. Okay, so that this border security will be doubled down on the Mexico, on the southern border.
What? Double down on what?
It's brought in by native-born American citizens. Buddy, people leave the country, they go into Mexico, then they bring it in. Oh my God.
You guys are gonna. You guys are invited to the White House, right? Or Parker was at least, right? Harry, you were not invited to the White House, right? Again?
No comment, actually.
No comment.
What does that
no
mean?
Comment.
No comment.
No comment.
You're nobody's +1 at this point because of,
No comment.
Okay.
How is this relevant to the conversation? But you'll find out. How about that? You'll find out. You'll see if we're there all together.
Why are you so weird?
Hey, listen. Just pay attention. Just pay attention. You'll find out.
Don't worry. Trust me. You're still gonna be doing lives about us. You're gonna know what's happening.
Listen, if you are, congratulations. Why are you being such a weirdo about it?
I don't want to tell you where I'm going or what I'm doing. You're just weird.
Oh, because I'm this conspiracy guy that really dislikes you or whatever. You're just
You're just a guy who spends like hours on TikTok with my face sitting behind you. Yeah. It's typical normal things that people do for sure. It's very cool, by the way. Very cool. So anyway, what is the relevance here?
I don't know where I was going with that.
Yeah, I don't think anybody knows where you're going with that, bro. I don't think
completely lost here on that one.
I had a very relative point with that to make, but you just ended up being a weirdo. So let's go.
Yeah. Harry's the weirdo, not you, who literally does a live with me, Harry, Chris, and Dean behind us, saying we're panhandling and getting paid by the DNC at the same time.
I know that you want me to say that you're paid by the DNC so your numbers can come up right now. It's fine. I get it. I know how your lives work. All right. Okay.
I don't know what.
I don't even know what he means.
What numbers are you referencing?
What numbers? What numbers?
I want to ask the chat as well. Listen, are you guys boys or you men? Because everyone comes into my page and says, why are you talking about these boys? So I want to know if you're.
I don't know, dude. Whatever, bro. Like
boys or men. I want to know if you guys are. That's just my question.
You know what, Liam? We're boys. We're boys, Liam.
So now you don't know. Now you don't know what gender is, and now you don't know like what ages.
Are men and boys not both like?
I mean,
male terms?
I put it into this as I say, hey, at 18 years old you can be drafted into the military, and you're calling 20 to 22-year-old men boys. So I'm like,
yeah. You know what? What's the issue?
Because of the way you guys act, or is that because of your audience is just kind of weird? I don't know.
I don't think that makes my audience or Harry's audience weird. I don't know why you have an obsession with this point. Like, I really don't understand.
Yeah, are boys not like a group of men? Like a group of males?
I think we know how they're using it, like the connotation they
because
use.
in like a Jewish culture, I mean.
Lindsay, thank you so much for the $10 for your boys, man.
When they turn 7
And Kat,
years
thank you for
old.
the $5. Thank you so much. You guys are some chill guys. Base.
Dustin, thanks for the $5, and Lily, thanks for the $5. I appreciate you. And Claire, thank you for the $1 as well. I appreciate you. Oh, and Sarah, thanks for the $1. I appreciate you. Saying you just got your appendix out. My God, I hope you're
Yo,
recovering
Liam,
well.
what's your nightmare rotation?
Thank you so much for the $6.
Justin, thank you for the $5 from Liam. Thank you so much. He was too awkward to send it to you from himself. Okay, got you. Don't worry.
Tommy,
Thank you
thanks for
so
the
much,
$1,
Liam.
man.
I appreciate it. Thank
Thank
you.
you so much, Whitney, for saying that Parker, Harry, Dean, and Chris will never have a beard. It's fine. They're very
Justin,
feminine.
thanks for the $5, man. I
Yeah.
appreciate you. To the
What?
drifting fund.
Thank you so much for saying that Harry TikTok.
Thanks for going, Jellyfish. Thank you so much, Samantha. Thank you.
Thank you. This is how dumb. This is this shit.
Liam, get on the ground and give us 20 push-ups right now.
Why don't you
Liam,
guys-
Liam, will
get
you do a
on the
push-up
ground and
contest
give us
against
20.
me?
why don't
Liam, will
guys-
Liam, will you do a push-up contest against me as well?
I will.
Yes.
Not
Yes,
right
let's
now.
do it right now, actually.
You want to do it right now?
No,
Can we do it
no.
right now?
Not now, but I will.
Wait, why not? Why not right now?
Let's do it. Let's do
Do
it.
you think you could do 10?
You want to find out? Let's do it.
I'm just asking you.
No, let's do it. Let's do it.
No, listen. All you have to do is look at my little push-up contest against GT.
How much did you do? How many push-ups did you do?
Count the total that I did there, and then just
Wait.
beat that.
Wait, why don't you do push-ups right now?
Who would you say is
Can we? I really want him to do some push-ups right now. I really want to watch Liam
Wait,
do push-ups.
Liam, how many push-ups did you do when you did against Good Trouble?
I don't know. It was like 30 or something.
Yeah, for sure. We should do it.
Wait,
we should do it. Liam.
Look, can we?
Listen, I'm 43.
Come on, man. I actually want to see this. Come on.
Can you please shut the hell up, dude? Honestly, Parker, you're
Liam,
so
dude, he doesn't
annoying.
want to do it, bro. He doesn't want to do it.
You're so annoying, Parker. Honestly, seriously, bro.
I thought you liked me, man.
Somebody came into my page last night.
Liam, can we please do the push-up contest right now, bro? Please.
Did you do your high school in Texas, Parker?
No.
What?
What?
Someone came on my live last night was trying to spread false information about you, saying that you did high school in Texas.
No, I didn't. I've never
Why?
lived in
Who
Texas.
the fuck would even care about that? Who the
I
hell?
don't know.
Dude, I think that's ironic because it's literally public information. I live in Los Angeles. It's literally public information.
He's
Listen.
made this pretty clear before.
Anyway, who would you guys say is the best shape of all of the left TikTok creators, such as yourselves? Who would you say is like, man, this is a male who's in the best shape, physical?
Out of us four, why does that even matter? Why are you asking,
Bro,
I'm
I've
sorry,
never
wait.
once thought
Why
who's in the
is that-
best shape, bro.
I've never
Why is that
once
weird?
thought about that either.
Samantha, thank you for the
Do
galaxy.
you
Why
think
is
about
that weird?
how often do you think about this?
Who is
How? Yeah, what do you?
who is the most athletically fit? Why is it so fucking weird?
We're weird.
Yeah,
We're
you
weird?
guys are weird.
You just asked who's the most fit out of people that are like on the internet. What are you talking? Why do you care? First of
People
all,
on the internet.
way, dude.
Here, I'll give it to you. I am the least fit. I'll give that to you. I'm the least fit.
Oh man.
If you've ever wanted to see an in-person Slenderman,
You're
right?
like-
That's
you're
exactly
like-
what I can say. Okay.
Come on, this guy's too
You're
weird
like
himself.
the
Brandy, thank you for the $5. Thank you.
Parker, you're like the vitamin C deficiency of a beautiful mind, is what you are.
At least I'm not deficient in brain cells like MAGA.
Yeah, man.
Yes,
You're working with diminished capacities over there, Liam. Don't just shut the hell up, would you?
Listen, at the end of the day, boys. See this? These are my signs for you now. What this stands for is the House, the Senate, okay, the popular vote, and the fucking Supreme Court. That's what you got, bitches. We took it all, clean sweep.
And yet you still won't do a push-up contest
Hell
against me.
Yeah, let's go in the chat. Let's go.
Nobody's with you, bro.
Let's go, bro.
This dude's speaking to nobody right now, dude.
Let's go.
Can we do a push-up contest?
They said, is this comedy hour? Yes.
Let's go. It is comedy hour. There's not. You guys aren't worth an educated conversation, okay? Because
we have educated conversations with everyone but you.
Listen, at this point, you guys have brought nothing to the table. Okay, you're old news.
Wait. So says the one who won't do the push-ups. Do the push-ups. Get on the fucking ground right now and give me some push-ups.
Let's do it.
Listen, stop cussing at me, little boy. Okay.
I'm not gonna stop doing shit. Fuck you.
Yeah. Just get stuffed in a locker, bro. Get stuffed in a locker, dude. Oh my god.
With that mouth, partner?
Get stuffed in a locker. Oh my god. That was brutal. Liam, do you not like ever get...
Do you kiss your sister in that couch?
Parker, I got a question for you. Did you have Thanksgiving dinner with your family?
Yeah, I did.
Man.
Okay, did you talk to your dad about him voting for MAGA?
Mm-hmm.
How
do you know about this?
This is fucking hysterical. I got to talk about this. Did you also tell your dad that he's lost because he believes in Jesus Christ and that he's for grape culture and he's a misogynist, your mother, and all this stuff that you say on a day-to-day basis on TikTok?
So yeah, I've shown my disagreements with my dad in terms of like religion and politics in general, and we've had those types of conversations, absolutely. And my mom, right? I've had those types of conversations with her. Been very, very influential over her beliefs changing over time. That's kind of how these conversations happen. But I mean, my dad holds different views than you do. He's not like an insane lunatic like you.
Okay, really? Okay, let's judge that. Is your dad?
I'm not gonna go through and have you judge that on the internet. I'm not gonna do that, dude.
Dude just wants to know everything.
I'm just gonna tell you, Liam. I'm just gonna tell you, no one's as insane as you. Literally.
Why did you? Me asking Parker about his dad's conservative views. Harry, why am I a fucking weirdo? Because I'm asking him.
Well, because number one, you have
why
been.
Don't you do me a favor and shut the hell up and butt out of this conversation?
How about you shut the hell up? How about you drop and give me 30, bro? How about you drop and give me 30?
Yeah, drop and give us 30 right fucking now, buddy.
How about you drop and give us 30, buddy? Come on, let's do a push-up contest. I'm asking you, let's do a push-up contest. You will not do it.
Stop fucking running, Liam. Stop running.
Liam, you want to put money on it? Like, Liam, you send me 100 if I win, I send you 100 if you win. Dude, whatever you need to get. By the way, you're muted right now, numbnuts. You're muted right now, numbnuts.
Whoever loses has to give $100 to Planned Parenthood.
Deal. Oh my God, deal.
You'll do what?
Whoever loses has to give $100 to Planned Parenthood.
I would never give $100 to Planned Parenthood. Never in my life.
Well, if you lose, you're gonna have to.
No.
Yeah, you're confident, right? You'll think you'll win, right?
Listen, I will do that with you, but it's not going to be now.
Why not right now? Why not now? Why another day?
Are you scared?
Because right now is not the right time.
You're scared of a liberal?
Right now is a perfect time.
How are you scared of a young liberal on TikTok?
Yeah, young liberal.
I thought you're so masculine and so good because you have such a beard, man. I thought we were such little kids. We're like boys, and we can't grow beards.
You can't.
You're so masculine. You can grow a beard, but you can't do a fucking TikTok push-up competition against Harry Sisson.
You're like choking.
Come on, I thought it was a beta. Come on, man. I thought it was all that. Bro.
My brain's actually like, you're bigly scared. You're tremendously scared. Like you've never fucking seen before.
Me, I'm frightened.
Yeah, so get on the fucking ground and give him 30.
Yeah, drop and give me 30.
I had GT, who's literally a major cycling athlete. Okay, he's won amazing races. He's definitely the most fit leftist lunatic like you guys. And I have a little soy boy here behind me that doesn't even know.
Then fucking hop on the ground and do it.
If I'm a soy boy, then let's go. Let's go. Let's go.
Get on the fucking ground and put your fucking money where your mouth is, buddy.
Yeah. Drop and give me 30, Liam.
Come on. With you, this I will have to make money on. I don't make money on TikTok, but this I will. Yeah, if you want me, listen, if you Venmo me $500, I'll do a push-up contest.
Why the fuck would we Venmo you $500? If you don't do this, we'll kick you off the live. How about that, buddy?
Kick me off the live.
Okay, later, buddy.
Do it. Bye.
Go ahead, Parker.
Bye. Adios. This isn't your live anyway.
Actually, wait. I have any. Oh, I was just gonna mute him over and over again. Sandra, thank you so much for the $5. Yeah, fuck him. Let's go to the
Ali,
next
thanks for the
person.
$1. Hannah, thank you for the $2. Ashley, thank you for the $2. And Jennifer, thank you for the 3.
He's
and
so scared.
Lily, thank you for the 2. Why would he? Dude, he says I'm a soy boy. Like he called me a beta before. Why would he do a push-up contest against me?
That is
Come
really
on, man.
weird.
Lizada, thanks for the 1. Chloe, thanks for the 1.
Actually-
Jenna, thanks for the 15. I appreciate you so much, Jenna. Trisha, thanks for the 5. Emily, thank you for the 5. And Brianna, thanks for the 1.
I think it's because if he loses to you, it's a huge hurt to his reputation.
Yeah,
Like, if he
dude, that
loses
guy.
to GT, like it's less of a hurt because he considers you such like a liberal, non-masculine individual. Like,
come on,
it would
why
be
wouldn't he just do- he's like-
emasculating for him to
Yeah,
lose.
yeah, exactly.
But it's
He
not
said, like,
emasculating for him to run away. That's kind of
yeah,
fun.
he's scared. He's scared of a push-up contest,
scared.
dude. He's scared. He's scared.
With Harry Sisson, yeah.
I thought I was such a beta soy boy. Come on, man. I thought I was all that. I thought I was so weak, man. That's crazy, bro. The fact that he's running, that's crazy. Can't believe he ran like that, man. Can't believe he ran like that. Hello.
Hi.
Are you MAGA?
Stephanie, thank you for the $5. Thank you so much.
I wouldn't say that I'm MAGA.
Did you vote for Donald Trump?
Yes, I did.
Do you regret it yet?
Nope.
You
Why
don't
not?
regret it yet?
Because there's a lot of good things I think are come out of it.
Like what?
So, like with his tariffs, it's not going to be a bad thing.
Yeah, I'll be up.
You like his tariffs?
I think it'll be a good thing
Why?
because it'll force people or force companies to eventually bring their manufacturing over to America and bring things to America.
But that causes American goods to be more expensive. It decreases the size of the U.S. economy. It devalues the U.S. dollar because it disincentivizes trade with the United States, and it hurts our allies. Like the 25% tariff on Canada and Mexico is going to hurt our allies. Canada, 78% of their exports are to the United States. 78%. You are destroying one of our greatest allies' economy just because you feel like it. That's going to hurt American housing prices. You know, we get a lot of lumber and a lot of oil from Canada. So gas prices and lumber prices are going to go up drastically.
But we can get lumber here in America. Like,
Yeah, but it's going to reduce the supply, which will cause prices to go up. So an already bad crisis as it relates to housing is going to be even worse because lumber will be more expensive, let alone all the other materials that will be more expensive.
it's not, I mean, eventually they're going to have to bring things to America is the point of it.
Not the maple syrup. I'm sorry. You can make everything more expensive, but you want to make maple syrup more expensive? How dare you?
You can,
Versus
the maple
unless-
syrup, you can bring, like, you can make that here. So
No, it is only good from Canada, okay? We got to get our Canadian maple syrup.
okay, that's an opinion.
No, it is a fact. It is an objective reality that maple syrup, we need it. We live on that, okay?
No, we don't.
The fact that you want to restrict maple syrup is disgusting.
That's such a silly thing.
You want the maple syrup to be more expensive? How dare you? That's terrible.
Oh my God. I mean, like, tariffs don't cause inflation. I mean, you could go back.
They
and-
do. They actually do.
No, they
Every
don't.
economist agrees on that.
No, they don't. No, they don't. Because you can, like, look back. Like in 2023, inflation was 4.1%.
But the difference is we didn't have tariffs across the board when Donald Trump was president. He's saying like a 25% tariff on everything, not just certain products, everything coming in from Mexico and Canada. So the tariffs are expected to generate around $300 billion in revenue every year, right? Who do you think that $300 billion is going to be paid by?
Obviously, it's going to fall, like, consumers. Some things will fall to the consumers.
So,
but-
okay, right. So if it falls to the consumers and prices are going up, is that not
She
inflation?
just said prices don't cause inflation, but they do cause prices to go up.
That's what I'm saying.
they're gonna eventually, like, these companies, these businesses will have to lower they're gonna have too much, like, nobody's gonna buy their stuff. They're gonna be like, oh, that's too expensive, and they're gonna have a surplus of products, and they're gonna have to drop their prices in order to move their products. It's like a supply and demand thing.
Yeah, no, that's not what happens with tariffs, right? Like a lot of these companies that still make their things overseas or import from overseas, they don't just like drop their prices, or they're not like eliminated from the market. And again, there's a lot of things that we import from Mexico, for example, or just vegetables and fruits around the world that we don't grow here. We import cars from Mexico. Like, these car companies are not just going to go off the face of the earth.
I mean, they're going to have, but there are some like it works both ways. Like there are like foreign cars. You know, when we try to sell our cars overseas, like we're imposed tariffs too. So it kind of goes back and forth.
We're talking about like broad tariffs across the board. So like we would agree with targeted tariffs on certain industries, but what Donald Trump is saying is tariffs on everything. So everything that we import from, according to Donald Trump on day one, and from China, Canada, and Mexico is going to have a price increase. And think about how many things we buy from China, that we import from China. A lot of these things are like, again, not made in the United States.
But eventually they'd have to bring their plants here.
How long is that going to take? And will they even have the capacity to do that?
Well, I mean, Honda has a plant, I know, in Alabama, and I think Toyota has a plant in Texas. So, I mean, it can be done.
Yeah. But think about like a company like Apple, for example. Like, how is Apple going to bring all of their factories over to the United States? And then think about like every company that has a factory overseas. Like, where's all this factory space going to come from?
I mean, that would eventually, I mean, they're going to have to. Like, if they want to avoid the tariffs, that's the point of it, is to get them to bring their businesses here and open, you know, factories.
Yeah,
and
except again, we don't have like banana farms in Baltimore, right? You're not going cocoa trees in Detroit. A lot of these things aren't grown in the United States. It's not suitable for the United States. That's why we import our vegetables. If we could just like grow our vegetables here and our fruit here and just like use those, that'd be way cheaper just across the board. But a lot of these things aren't grown in the United States. That's why we import them.
Okay, like what? I mean, that's what you have to, you know, find out what is he, what countries, like what is he, you know, placing the tariffs on? Like, is it, you know, the bananas? Like, okay,
everything. He's saying everything.
I mean, eventually it would make them drop their prices too, because they're going to have a surplus. Like, they're going to be like, people aren't going to be buying their things because it's going to be too expensive.
Or what if everybody just keep their prices high? What if all the prices just say, if it's on everything that's imported, what happens if everybody just keeps their prices high?
Then they wouldn't sell their product.
Really? You don't think that? You think all these companies are just going to suddenly go out of business?
No, they have a surplus of like stock because they can't sell it.
What are you saying, surplus of stock? You
So
say,
if
oh,
you
like they're
pay-
going to have, but
Yeah.
no, they wouldn't, because they import this stuff.
Right, they import it here, and if their prices are too high because they have to pay the tariff, nobody's going to buy their things when they go into a store.Ey're going to be like, no, I'm going to keep shopping until I find something cheaper.
But where are the fruits and vegetables that are mostly grown overseas or in other countries? Where are they being grown in the United States? That's not going to happen. There's some things that will not be substituted with like American products.
I mean, obviously there's some things, but for the
So
most
those
part,
things. Oh, so you're comfortable with those things going up and being more
it's
expensive?
not going to be. It's not going to be a whole lot of things. I mean, you can bring car plants here. You can bring.
Yeah, but again,
a lot of stuff here.
think about how long it's going to take. And also, trade is good, because what happens when we have these tariffs that go into place and everything does become more expensive, because your idea that, oh, these companies are going to have a surplus is just not founded in any fact. What happens when not only do the prices go up, but China and Canada and Mexico put retaliatory tariffs on the United States, and it's harder for people in the United States, their businesses, to export goods to those countries.
It's just, eventually things will have to go lower if they want to sell their.
Yeah, it doesn't answer the question. What happens to businesses here in the United States that rely on exporting their goods to other countries? What happens?
Okay, so if they impose tariffs on us, then they'd have to pay. They'd have to pay the tariff there too, but
Yeah,
we're already paying tariffs.
Yeah, exactly, and it's a complete lose-lose. So not only do prices get more expensive in the United States, but businesses are harmed in the United States. It's a lose-lose.
I don't think it. I think it'll be fine. Like, you know, he had some when he was already in office and everything.
You don't think U.S. importers and exporters are going to be harmed?
No, I don't. I mean, he already had tariffs his first.
The importers
presidency.
will literally cost them more to like do so.
But he already had some in place when he, when he was in office the first go round.
But not to the degrees referencing with Canada and Mexico.
Well, I mean, it fair is, gotta do. I mean, you guys sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do, and I think he was doing.
And Leslie, thank you so much for the
Mexico.
$10. Thank you so much. I appreciate Leslie.
I think he was doing the tariffs on Mexico regarding like the border crisis, and if they don't control their part, then that's what's going to happen.
Yeah. So no, he's just saying this to put this on them just because, and they were responding to it. Specifically, Mexico said that they would place a tariff on us if we did a tariff on them, and then Canada said that they're interacting specifically with the U.S. leadership to like try to mend relationships. So they essentially, neither side wants a tariff. Like, it's really bad for both sides. It's not good. It's like trade war type shit. And thank you so much, Jody. I appreciate the $5. Bex, thank you for the $5. Roxy, thank you for the $1. And Lawrence, thank you for the $1. Thank you so much.
I mean, looking back when he imposed it, the first go round, like in 2018, inflation was 2.4. In 2019, it was 1.8.
Inflation hit 2.9%. Inflation hit 2.9% in a certain month in 2018, which is higher than 2.6% right now.
Okay, well, right now, but in 2022, it was 8%, 8.0%. And in 2023,
so yeah, I'm not disputing that. The point I'm saying is that just because two things are associated doesn't mean one caused the other. So yes, there was a greater level of inflation at a particular time during Trump's administration, but that doesn't mean it was caused by Trump. You need to specifically say what caused this.
But you say that, like, you guys go around and you say that. You're like, oh, well, we were under Obama's, like, at what point do you take accountability for, at what point do you take accountability for Biden's, because you say, oh, well, we were under Obama's tax policy with Trump. And then now you're like, oh, we were under Trump's tax plan. So at what point, where do you...
We're still under Trump's tax plan. There are certain things that Biden has influenced, but it's mostly still Trump's tax policy because Congress didn't change it.
But like, when do you take accountability? Because
you take accountability when there's actual accountability to take. When does Donald Trump ever take accountability? Never.
First it was, like, first you say, oh, it was he was under Obama's plan. Then now you're like, oh, well, we're under...
No, I never said that. What we said specifically is that Trump inherited Obama's economy.
Yeah. And then you say, oh, now we're under Trump's tax plans. So, like, where at what point do you at some point you have to acknowledge where the Biden and Harris administration goofed up. Like, that's not taking accountability.
I do acknowledge where they messed up, but they didn't mess up where you're referencing they messed up.
Okay, so then where did they mess up? Tell me where they messed up.
Yeah. So, for example, right, in terms of the Biden-Harris administration, right, I could say they messed up specifically when it comes to like how they particularly dropped out of the race. I could say they messed up in terms of specifically like how they ran their campaigns. Right, in terms of like specifically with like the Harris campaign, I think that they should have like banning TikTok. They could have taken an approach specifically that was a bit more left wing in terms of economic policy that I think would have captured more middle class Americans and workers. Right, those types of things. Right, I can disagree with their approach on that because of my ideological position. Right, I can acknowledge that I have disagreements with them, but I'm not going to just acknowledge a disagreement or like think something they did wrong when they didn't do something wrong. Right.
Okay, I mean, it's fair enough, but I think we'll be fine. I think we'll be fine.
Okay, well, again, you say, I think we'll be fine, but like you don't understand like the policy you're referencing. Can you name me 2 Trump economic policies he influenced to get passed that you like?
I like back in 2017 when he passed the Tax Cuts and Jobs Act.
So that's one policy. The Tax Cuts and Jobs Act added $10 billion to the annual GDP for $190 billion in annual spending.
It also...
That's terrible. That's like
20% of earners, they saw their tax rate falling the lowest level in 40 years.
Wait, say that one more time?
So the Tax Cuts and Jobs Act the bottom 20% of earners actually saw their tax rate fall, the lowest level it had been in 40 years.
Okay, so that you're specifically like, are you referencing effective tax rate?
Do what?
Are you referencing effective tax rate or marginal?
Well, it has to go with it's the Job Act.
Actually, because that's not true, one. But two, you want to reference this? Actually, the richest Americans were the ones that saw their lowest effective tax rate because of Trump's policy, specifically actually going lower than what we see with a lot of middle class Americans. Like the working class on average was paying a higher effective tax rate than the richest Americans for the first time in like the past few generations. Actually, I think it was the first time ever. I think it was the first time ever.
Okay. I mean, I know that they lowered the bottom 20%. But that's just, for me, that's just the research I had done.
Yeah, so again, actually, the Forbes 400 paid a lower effective tax rates than like the middle class.
Okay. Well, I mean, I don't regret my vote. I out of both of the candidates, he aligned more with my beliefs.
Yeah, you say he aligns with your beliefs, but like you didn't really like provide anything in specific. You said Tax Cuts and Jobs Act. Okay, that gave money to rich people at the expense of poor people in this country.
No, well, mine was more of the abortion issues, because I'm Christian, and so obviously, that played a huge role in who I support.
Yeah, so again, you say it's Christianity. Okay, so like what in Christianity specifically? The being against cheating, the being against lying, the being against sexual abuse.
Abortion.
Actually, the specific the stat I gave you, I was giving you, is that the bottom 50% paid a higher effective tax rate than the top 400 billionaires.
Where are you getting this?
400 richest families, Washington Post. The title is, for the first time in history, U.S. billionaires paid a lower tax rate than working class. It's from the Washington Post.
Okay.
And that's due to Trump's tax plan.
Okay, I'll have to go read that one, because the information I saw was a little bit different. But I mean, it's it could be possible that I need to go research that a little bit further. But
Yep, definitely.
He aligned a little bit more.
It's crazy.
Not the things he did necessarily, but the things he supports. So.
All right. I mean, we can talk about abortion if you want, unless you just want to end it there.
No, we're good, because I get very passionate about that.
Okay. Well, so God is. Did you know God is pro-choice? He doesn't restrict women's access to abortion, so why should you?
How is he pro-choice?
Really good point.
Yeah, so like being pro-life means that you restrict women's access to abortion. You restrict people's access to abortion, right? You wouldn't say someone's pro-life, but then they think it should be legal to do 9-month abortions.
Pro-life means you value human life.
No. Pro-life means you want to make it illegal to get access to abortion.
No, that's an abolish somebody that wants to totally abolish it. But simply
that's what pro-life means.
No, it does not.
No, because then by your definition, Joe Biden and Kamala Harris are pro-life because they're anti-abortion.
They want to. Pro-life means you value all human life from all stages of development.
That's not what pro-life means.
Yes,
pro-life.
it is.
Okay, well, that's okay. So then you think someone who is pro-life thinks it should be legal to murder people?
Wait, say that again.
Do you think someone who's pro-life thinks it should be legal to murder people?
Should it be illegal or legal? Wait.
No. Do you think people who are pro-life think it should be legal to murder people?
In what context? Like the death penalty?
And what do you mean in what context?
Like the death penalty?
Murder means unjustified killing.
No, I mean, it
No,
should never
so
be.
if you're pro-life, you think unjustified killing of people should be illegal.
Yes,
So then
absolutely.
you think abortion should be illegal, correct? Okay, so if you're pro-life. So God doesn't think that you should have restricted access to abortion because he wants you to have free will. So if God doesn't restrict your access to abortion, why should you?
Pro-life just means you oppose it. You oppose abortion. It doesn't mean that you want to restrict it.
Oh, okay. Okay, so do you think it should be legal?
Do I think it should be legal? I don't think it should be illegal because that's just going to make things worse.
Oh, you don't think abortion should be illegal, so you're pro-choice, actually.
No, I'm pro-life. I oppose it, but I don't think it should.
If you want to
be
call
illegal.
if you want to call yourself pro-life, go for it. But you think it should be illegal, which means you're pro-choice. So you're anti-abortion, but you're pro-choice.
I think it should be if the mother's life is in danger or at risk. That's the only time.
Should it be Should it be in elective circumstances?
No.
What about in circumstances of rape?
I mean, this study that I found.
A 10-year-old girl who gets assaulted, should she have restricted access to abortion?
Yeah. Because how does it matter how you get here? And those
What?
are very rare cases. Those are extremely rare cases.
So you think a 10-year-old should be forced to give birth?
No, it's a very rare case. Like the study I found, it was 95.9% were elective.
Regardless of its likelihood, if that situation arises, which it has, do you think that 10-year-old should be forced to give birth?
I mean, it's very rare, but
I understand. What's up, Julian? I understand you think and it is rare for the most part, but it does happen. In these circumstances, when it does happen, do you think that these 10-year-old girls should be forced to give birth?
I think it should be, in general, like I think the whole thing should be, the government should stay out totally. Like I think
So
it should
that would be pro-choice then.
federal and state level. I
But
think
a federal protection allows the government to stay out of it. The federal protection says that you're not being forced to do anything. There's no choice for being made for you. If you have pro-life legislation at any level of government, that's whatever government you're in, whatever level it is, making a decision for you. But if it's protected federally, then you can get one or you don't have to get one. The government's not regulating that. So it makes more sense to have a federal protection for it. So these 10-year-old girls who do get assaulted, because unfortunately it does happen, to be able to get the care they need without having to like go out of state or jump through all these different loopholes, just like do what they got to do.
You use very rare circumstances to justify like unaliving.
I'm just asking you about this
literally-
circumstance.
It's literally, you are literally making a conscious decision to go into a clinic or wherever you go, take a pill, and it's going to totally unalive a human being at a stage in development.
I don't consider it a human being at that point. Now, again, under your view, you don't want to restrict their access to doing this the same way God doesn't restrict their access to doing this. Take the whole pro-life, pro-choice view out of it, or take the words out of it, right? You think that it should not be restricted for women to get access to abortion in the same way God doesn't think it should be restricted.
Right, but I will always be opposed.
So then why did you vote for Donald Trump, who restricted women's access to abortion, unlike what your God would do?
He hasn't done that. Like, who did that? Where did he do that?
Like, again, he put people in the Supreme Court. He put people in the Supreme Court with the explicit reason of overturning Roe versus Wade.
They sent it to the states, so the states can vote.
Yeah, that means he restricted it because he left it up to the states.
And in what state can you not?
Wait, so so I'll ask this: do you think that because Robert E. Lee wanted to leave slavery up to the states, that means he's pro-slavery?
No, like that's
No, he's not. You don't think that Robert E. Lee, the head of the Confederate Army, was pro-slavery?
No, because the federal government.
No?
Like, that's part of the reason we had a civil war in the first place. That was one of the many reasons.
I'm asking. Do you think that Robert E. Lee, the head of the Confederate Army, was pro-slavery?
Probably, yeah, he was.
Yeah, but he wanted to leave it up to the states. Actually, himself personally, he freed people that he would have been able to enslave. So
Okay.
actually, under your view, you wouldn't consider him pro-slavery, but everyone else does consider him pro-slavery. because
Okay,
he
so-
wanted to leave it up to the states. So leaving it up to the states, knowing that it would mean that that it is illegal, right? Or I mean that it would be restricted in terms of abortion access, right? Is knowing that it's going to lead to deaths of women, is knowing that great victims are going to have restricted access, and those things are bad. In the same way that leaving slavery up to the states and restricting human rights, leaving human rights up to the states is a bad thing.
Okay, like, but that's the point was there was to avoid to not have so much government overreach, like federal government overreach, and I completely.
But you want
agree.
tariffs?
That's not federal.
Wait, how do you mass deport 20 million people?
I don't know how they're going to do that.
Big government?
The
only way you could do that is big government.
I mean, if they're not, I don't know, like that's a different subject, but like if they're not here legally, then they should go back and then come back and do it the right way.
Okay, so do you think that what was it? It was either Trump's grandpa, right, or his parents, right? One of them, one of his either grandparents or one of his parents was here illegally originally. Thank you for the $1.50. Thank you so much. So you think that Trump's ancestors should have been deported?
Yeah, if they weren't here illegally, yeah. Like, I mean,
You know what? Maybe our society would have been better if only Trump's ancestor was just deported, right? Maybe then our society would have been better. You're right. Maybe then there would be so many violent people in this country, violent criminals.
And by
like
the
Donald
way,
Trump.
I looked up the abortion laws in Texas, and it clearly says there is an exception for situations in which the life or health of the patient is at risk. So that would include a 10-year-old child and or the mother's life at risk.
No, actually,
Tell that to Kay Cox.
Yeah, there have been kids that have been forced.
Yeah, tell that to Kay Cox, who had a court-approved abortion, and then the attorney general stepped in and said, if you get an abortion, I'm going to prosecute you. So tell it to Kay Cox. She needed a medically necessary abortion. Tell that to her. By the way, Ken Paxton's a piece of shit.
Did she have a life-threatening condition?
Yes, she
did. Because it
did.
says on here the patient must have a life-threatening condition and be at risk for unaliving or substantial impairment of a major bodily function.
Yep, she did.
Okay, and I know a lot of these cases, there's other circumstances at play, like they weren't being treated properly from the get-go, some of them.
I don't know what that means. I'm just telling you that this is happening right now. So you can here's the thing. The laws in Texas are so vaguely written that it's difficult for doctors to make a conclusion as to whether they should perform or not. And even when it's clear, like in Kate Cox's situation, the attorney general was arguing against her and the Texas Supreme Court ruled against her 9-0 that her abortion was not medically necessary. But her fetus had a fatal condition. It would have died almost immediately after being birthed.
But that's not something that wouldn't impact her.
So, it would. Her condition also could have left her infertile along and also possibly killed her. So it could absolutely affect her, but she has to carry an unalived fetus in her body for 9 months. Really? Is that the kind of country you want to live in?
I don't know much. I mean, I don't know her case. I'd have to go look at that, but I know that.
Yeah, that's the thing. These cases are very individual.
Texas does have where if basically the mother's life is at risk or there's going to be a problem to the mother's life.
Yeah, I mean, I understand that, but then still you have the Attorney General of Texas who can step in. You have the Supreme Court of Texas who stepped in when it comes to Kay Cox. So you can have this law, but it's written in such a way that it's vague, and it also allows for the Supreme Court to say, no, sorry, you can't get one. So do they really have an exception, or is it just an outright ban?
I mean, I don't know. It's in there. What I mean, are the doctors saying she has to have one and advocating for it. Like, that, I don't know.
Her lawyers were arguing in court for weeks, saying her health is deteriorating. We need to get her to an abortion right now. And the attorney general was saying no. And they took it all the way up to the Texas Supreme Court. They said no. They ruled against her 9-0. 9-0 that she couldn't get it. And so she had to travel out of state to get the care that she needed. Could have taken her life. Could have left her sterile. And sorry, infertile. Or same.
Well, I mean, it's the way the laws are written. I mean, then I would say that people in Texas need to go to their...
Or since the maternal mortality rate has gone up 56% in Texas, what we could do, as opposed to rewriting the law, is just have a federal protection for abortion so that women can get the care that they need without having to go through the courts. So instead of like rewriting the law, let's just have it be open. And you, who is vehemently opposed to it, you don't have to get one. You don't have to get one. There's nobody forcing you to get one. You could just live your life as you choose. If you get pregnant accidentally, or somebody in your family gets pregnant accidentally, you can force them to have the child all you want. But other women don't want to live that life. Other women don't want to live the life that you want to live. So let them do as they please and not having you interfere in their lives.
I mean...
Doesn't that make the most sense?
Yeah, but I mean, Trump's not going to do that. Like, how is he...
Well,
He's come out and said he's not opposed to it.
Well, Donald Trump just brags about overturning Roe v. Wade, which is the federal protections we're talking about. And he brags about the fact that these states are now able to restrict abortion as they choose. That doesn't sound very convincing to me. And the Republicans in the Senate, who, of course, are going to be working with Donald Trump, recently voted against protecting the right to contraception, protecting the right to IVF, and protecting the right to an abortion.
I don't know. Like, if it's not where your life is in danger, I don't think you should get one. Like, and I will always be.
You don't have to get one. That's fine.
I would always advocate for being opposed to abortions, because strictly out of convenience is that's technically that's murder. I mean,
it's not.
You're literally stopping a living thing.
Do you think murder should be left up to the states?
No.
That's what Donald Trump advocated for.
You are like literally going. But when abortions, you're literally, if it's strictly out of convenience, you're literally stopping a living thing from growing.
Yeah, I mean,
again,
it is.
Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
No, good.
I was just gonna say, do you think it should be illegal for? Fuck, dude, Parker, go.
You go ahead.
No. Okay, he's gone.
Yeah.
Do you think it should be illegal for like a family to pull the plug on a brain dead patient?
Base question.
Yeah. Because
You do?
pro-life, like we believe in a natural death.
She thinks it's murder. It's murder.
Wait. So if somebody's brain dead
people,
and they're not coming back, you think that a family should not be able to pull the plug?
Yeah, because it's not a natural death.
Okay. Do you think that if you're defending yourself, let's say somebody invades your home and you kill them, are you against that? Do you think that should be illegal?
Is your right to life threatened?
Yeah, if somebody's in your home, they're threatening you.
Well, then yeah, if your right to life is threatened, then
But
absolutely.
so it's circumstantial when you can take a life.
Yeah, if your right to life is, because it comes down to right to life. Everybody has a right to life.
Okay, wait. So you said natural death. So let's question this natural death. So in terms of a natural death, did you know that if you pull the plug on a brain dead individual, they would naturally die?
Yes, they would.
Okay, so then is it okay to actually use an abortion pill because it cuts off the progesterone specifically to the embryo that would essentially lead to its natural death?
Yes,
because it's not given any resources.
You're intentionally unaliving it.
Yo, Cadence, thank you for the $50
it's a natural
on
death.
Venmo. I appreciate you.
Still a-
W's in the chat for
it's still a
Cadence. Yo,
person.
Joe, throw some. Can you? Hey, excuse me. Stop talking. W's in the chat for Cadence. I appreciate you so much. Thank you for the $50. I appreciate you. And Jake, thank you for the $2, my man. And Nicole, thank you for the $1. And Lindsay, thank you for the $50 as well. My God, yo, W's in the chat for Lindsay and Cadence. I appreciate you all so much. W's in the chat, at least at a minimum, 100 W's for both of them. I appreciate y'all.
W's for
Thank
them.
you guys.
W's for them.
And thank you
So you're
Zariah,
saying
for the
people
$2
should
as
go
well.
to. So you're saying a family should go to prison for pulling the plug on an individual in their family that's brain dead.
No, because they're going to unalive anyways. Like that would be.
Are
an
you?
actual
Are you?
death.
Oh, that's contradictory. You think it's murder though? You don't think murderers should go to prison?
No, they would. I mean, the person would unalive anyways. Like they're going to die a natural death or unalive a natural death anyways.
Okay, wait. So it's not murder?
No, because they're. I would say not. I would say not. I would retract that and say not. Because they're going to
not
unalive
murder?
anyways. They would unalive anyways.
Okay. So then, is it not murder to pull the plug on someone who's in a coma?
Are they going to unalive a natural death or natural?
Essentially,
way?
essentially,
Yeah.
it would be a natural death. But like, I don't think that means it's justified to pull the plug.
Then yeah, they can do it. Hence why a lot
Oh
of people
my
have
God.
directives. Hence
Wait,
why
wait,
they-
wait. So then I have another question. That's insane, by the way. That's insane to say. So I have a question, right? You're telling me that, like, for example, right, you have the ability to take someone to the hospital and they're going to die if you don't take them to the hospital. You're telling me specifically that if you just like be like, I'm not gonna take you, or you just don't help them out, are you saying that you shouldn't be charged?
Well, obviously, like if you're not going to get them the medical care to see what's going on with
Wait,
them.
but they died naturally.
Like, no, well, I mean, that would be not getting somebody the medical attention that they need. So that would be a little bit different.
Okay, isn't that exactly what you're doing in the case of the brain dead individual?
They're going to unalive. Like, that's kind of different. They're going to unalive anyways. How do you know these people are going to?
Yeah, the person's gonna
know?
unalive. That person's gonna unalive anyway, right? Might as well not, take them to the hospital.
It's a natural death.
Or
Exactly.
I'll give you an even more clear example. Let's say I have the cure to this disease that is going to kill the person in front of me. I can give them the cure without hurting myself or without losing anything. I have infinite levels of this cure, like infinite amounts of it. It's like water, essentially water, right? And I choose to not give it to them, right, knowing it's going to lead to their death, right? And that's all they need, right? Should I be charged for that?
I mean, if you're intentionally not giving it to them.
Why not? They're gonna die. They're gonna die naturally if I don't give it to them.
But see, it comes down to it being intentional.
Or how about this? Parents starving their children. Their kids are gonna die naturally if they don't feed them.
Okay,
So
you're intentionally doing that though, just like you would be.
okay, but they're gonna die
intentionally-
naturally if you don't feed them.
But that's intentionally not doing
Yeah,
something.
exactly how you intentionally pulled the plug. Do you see my point?
I see your point, but when it comes
What's
to
the
like,
distinction between pulling the plug on a brain dead individual that means you shouldn't go to prison, but starving your kids, you should go to prison? The difference is one's sentient, the other one's not. Okay? So if the difference is sentience, then why do you give a flying fuck about a zygote, an embryo?
because
right? And
there's
why do you
still
care
human-
more about them than a sentient woman that's breathing?
It's still a human being. Like I care about both.
What do you mean a
It's
human
still-
being? Well, okay, let me ask you a question. I'm going to show you a picture and I want you to tell me that you think that this is a human being.
Is this the dolphin one?
No, I'm not showing you a dolphin fetus. That would have been a good point to do, but I'm not showing you a dolphin fetus, okay? Okay. Is this a human being?
I can hardly see that. Is it a human being?
Yeah.
Is it in a dish?
Is this a human being?
I would say so. Yes.
That's an animal zygote.
Okay.
That's an animal zygote. Do you typically mistake other animals with human beings?
It's still a life, but
In animal zygote, you're gonna mistake a human being with a microorganism. Yeah, I've never done that before. If you have never done that before, type a 3 in the comment section right now. Harry, have you ever mistaken a human being, a person, for like a microorganism or like another animal, like zygote?
but it's still. I
See,
mean,
the
it's
silence is deafening. You see what I mean? Like,
still human. That's not. But when somebody is pregnant, you are pregnant with a human being, and it's at a stage in development. It might not look like a 39-week baby, and it might not look like a newborn baby, but it's still a human being at a stage.
no. But the point I'm making is that like you wouldn't like question, typically speaking, if like a chicken is a human, right?
Right.
Yeah, I've never done that before.
I've
Harry, have
never-
you
I mean,
questioned
I've-
whether or not a chicken is a human?
I don't go around
But you
looking.
just
see that I have, Parker.
you just mistook a chicken embryo with a human.
Like I don't
a
go
chicken
around.
zygote.
I don't go around looking at animal zygote.
But that was a chicken zygote. You just mistook a chicken with a human.
Okay, well, I didn't know what that was. I don't go around looking at animal
Exactly. Like
zygote.
you mistook a human being with a chicken.
Okay. Oops.
Oops.
Sorry, I made a mistake. What do you want me to do?
A little,
It's like-
just a little mistake. You know what I mean? Like you go to the farm, you're like, get the babies out of the coop. Get the babies out of there. Oh my God, get them out of there. Why are we putting babies in a coop? Like, have you ever done that before?
No, I have not.
Why are we eating eggs from the babies? Oh my God.
Okay. Parker made his point. I don't know. I will always just advocate for the unborn that can't speak for themselves. So
Just not the unborn in the Middle East who Donald Trump like killed a bunch because of drone strikes. But right.
Yeah.
no, that's terrible. I mean, that's terrible. I mean, either way, it's terrible.
No, you voted for him, so you know you don't. Certainly not their voice, right?
All of them. I am pro-life. Like it's the
Well,
sanctity.
but you voted for
of life.
Trump.
Sanctity of life, from conception to a natural death.
No, I bet you voted for Trump.
Pro-life,
yeah.
just not pro Amber Thurman's life. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Pro-life, but not pro-sentient women's lives, pro-zygotes' lives.
No,
What?
it's all of them. Like, if
Pro-embryo's
everybody-
life.
If everybody can keep their, if there's a reason that two lives can come out and everybody have a life and their right to life, like that should be the number one thing.
We're cooked.
Yeah, we're
We're
cooked, guys. Yeah.
We're cooked.
All right. I'm done with you. All right. Goodbye. I'm leaving. I'm tired.
Yeah, I was about to say that's actually the exact time I was about to get off.
Yeah, perfect timing, man. Jesus.
Perfect
Anyway.
timing.
Hey, man, thanks for coming up again. I appreciate it as always.
Appreciate you,
Always
Jessica,
good
taking the
chatting.
$5 to save the baby chickens. But I appreciate it. It was good debates today. Good debates.
Yes,
Appreciate
sir,
it.
yes, sir.
Good seeing you.
Have a good one, man.
Have a good one.
Shout out Parker. Everybody, thanks for being in the live tonight. I appreciate you all. As always, you guys are amazing people. Actually, let me put that on because there's like a light up there. Better. Everybody, thank you so much for being in the live. I appreciate you. Hold on. Why is the lighting weird? Before I head out, Chloe, thank you for the $5. Hadley, thank you for the $15. Thank you for so graciously explaining the importance of a federal abortion protection. Hurts my heart to see people so against women's rights and so ignorant to the reality of what's happening in our country. I appreciate the work you're doing. Keep it up. Hadley, I appreciate you and the work that you do as well. Thank you so much for being here. I appreciate that. And a very kind message as well. This is important stuff. You know, it's important stuff. You know, I don't have to preach, but it's very important. So I appreciate you. Jake, thanks for the $1 as well. Sarah, thanks for the $1. Teller states want to unalive women for having abortions. That's not very pro-life. Well, that too. They want to send them to jail as well. They want to put doctors in jail, and it's crazy. It's absolutely crazy. Hold on. Kristen, thank you for the $1. I appreciate you. Hannah, thanks for the $5. Please get a Discord. Call it Hotties for Harris or Hotties for Harry. That's a good idea, Hannah. I like that name. And Joseph, thanks for the $10 as well. I appreciate that. Listen, ladies and gents, I'm going to wrap up the live there. Make sure to go rate these people. Good Trouble, Isaiah Martin, Amanda Rose. They're all live right now. So go show some love to them. They're here. And they're on live. They're debating people. So go show them some love. Go tell them that you appreciate the work that they're doing and raid them. So say Harry Raid. If you go to Good Trouble, you go to Isaiah Martin, you go to Amanda. Harry Raid. Let them know. And also make sure to follow on every single social media platform. I post on TikTok, YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, Blue Sky, Snapchat. All of those links are in my bio if you want to add or follow, whatever it might be. It'd mean a lot if you would do that. That's very kind. Yeah, and aside from that, have a great Saturday tomorrow, everybody. Go watch some football. Go watch some college football. Enjoy yourself. Take care. Sleep in, of course, and rest up. All right, everybody. I appreciate you. Go where? Go with Isaiah R. Martin or Good Trouble or Amanda Rose. Isaiah R. Martin's my buddy. Of course, you guys know Good Trouble. They're doing debate lives right now. Go show them some love. Say Harry Raid. There you go. All those usernames right now. You can screenshot them or just memorize them or whatever it might be. You have Good Trouble, Isaiah R. Martin, Amanda Rose. Whoever you go to, say Harry Raid. Let them know that we sent you. All right, everybody. I appreciate you. We will talk soon. Thank you guys for being here. Have a great rest of your night. Have a great Saturday.